Follow the pattern brick road. Follow the pattern brick road. Hello folks! Welcome to another video with me, Stephanie Canada, the owner of Backroom Finds. I'm passionate about vintage, sewing, and not taking myself too seriously. If that sounds like your cup of tea, go ahead and subscribe. In today's video, we are going to start delving into my vintage sewing pattern collection. And where better to start than the 1930s? Now, what inspired me to do this video today is I received a 1937 Spring and Summer Barbara Belle catalog. Isn't she pretty? And what this was a little catalog that you would get in the mail so that you could place your order and send it back to the manufacturer so they could mail you back your patterns. Now, at the time, the patterns cost a whole whopping 15 cents. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, during the 1930s, you saw a return to normalcy, not only of life after the Great Depression, but also of the waistline. Hey look, it's going back up where it belongs. Shocking. To describe the 1930s, Kaylee Blackman writes in her book, 100 Years of Fashion, by the early 1930s, the fashionable silhouette was evolving into a slender, elongated torso with widening shoulders and a neat head with softly waved hair. I had a coffee. Where did I put it? So, let's grab our cups of coffee and start looking at some patterns. Welcome to my downstairs office. I know it's not a whole lot to look at, but this is where I keep in this monstrous 1980s simplicity cabinet that my husband oh so lovingly got for me while I was away on contract. This is where I keep all of my patterns that I have on my website. So needless to say, it's not completely full, but by golly, I'm working to get it there. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through the patterns that I have grabbed out of the cabinet from the 1930s. Now, I'm going to do my best to go in order, but if I get a little bit off track, please feel free to let me know in the comments, because I would rather know the correct year. A lot of these dates have come from a dear friend of mine who owns the Vintage Sewing Pattern Galleria. I will go ahead and link her website down below so that you can go check that out, because she has a lot of beautiful things to look at as well. The other tool I used to help me date these bad boys is going to be that Vintage Sewing Pattern Wiki. Fandom? Whatever. I did a whole video telling you how to use that website and what it's about. I'll go ahead and put that in the description box down below. First up in the tour is going to be pictorial number 6053. It's got that lovely little draped shoulder with a little poof around bottom. It's a cutest little sleeve. This one dates from 1932. Next up in our tour is going to be from Butterick. It is Butterick number 5006. This one dates from 1933. The label calls it a three-piece costume for women and misses. The reason I like this one so much is because it comes with a cape, a jacket, and a four-piece skirt. Now this cape could be made in 2 lengths with a stand-up collar, which is really, really beautiful. I believe I have this one in the correct place, but I could be wrong. This one is from Women's World, which was actually a magazine. It's number 5677. It is a straight line skirt with a waist of, that's right friends, 36 inches. The next time someone tells you they didn't make patterns this size, go ahead and refer them to this video. Or you can refer them to my survival bias video. I'll put that one down in the description box for you as well. Next up is going to be Butterick 6070 from 1936. This one is labeled as a frock for women or misses, and I love the draped collar, just how even in the drawing it just looks like it has this amazing drape action to it. The nice part about this one is a bust size 34. Not tiny, not plus size, right in the middle. This is another one of those that I don't have exactly placed correct 100% because I'm not sure what year this was issued, but this is Simplicity 1788. This one is a one-piece dress, and it has either a very large butterfly-style collar or a double collar situation happening. You could make it either with a puff sleeve or a straight sleeve and a cuff. Now this next one coming up is actually from the same year as the Barbara Belle catalog. This one is from 1937. It's advance number 1187. It's described as a women's and Mrs. jacket frock, also known as you get the dress and you get the jacket. What's interesting about this one is it has a really nice deep V yoke with button options. They even show it on the smaller scale where there's a little scarf detail as well. Now I couldn't leave the men entirely out of the 1930s. And to be fair, I think this is my only men's 1930s pattern I have right now. It's going to be Butterick 7007. It's from 1938. It's a men's smoking jacket or house jacket, aka men's version of loungewear. Next up is going to be from 1939. It's DeBerry 2122B. It's a girl's straight coat with patch pockets. Really super cute and very stylistic. You're also starting to see the shift now into the more 1940s styles once you get up into the later 30s. And last but certainly not least, a pattern that I know falls into the 30s. I want to say it's somewhere between 38 and 40. I'm not 100% though on that one. This one is New York 778, which is a one-piece dress with a slightly drooped shoulder with gathers below and a gored skirt below that. The fun thing about this one is that it's actually a bust size 38 and it's never been used. Now, while you could go to the pattern store and buy these patterns yourself, there was also a way to do it through magazines. Now, the lovely thing about these magazines is that they do have a little description on the bottom where it says you can either go to your local McCall's dealer or you can send them in by mail and order them just like you would a mail order pattern. Now, this magazine is from April of 1930, so you're not going to see a drastic transition just yet, but you can start to see where the waistlines are moving up and the bias cut is really coming in strongly. And for those of you that think all vintage clothing is very nice and safe and modest, let me show you McCall's 6051 from March of 1930. Does that look terribly conservative to you? Because it sure doesn't to me. I honestly don't even know how I'd wear that. There's nowhere for a bra. Now, while McCall's are the most ubiquitous of all the sewing pattern magazines, there were others as well, such as Women's Home Companion. Now, this is going to be Women's Home Companion from April of 1933. The pattern I'm going to show you is called the Family Pattern. The description is as follows. Daughter wants to appear in a fresh printed silk with flattering organdy collar, a slender princess line, and short puff sleeves. Mother knows that light blue is very becoming, so she chooses a smart and practical two-tone dress with elbow-length sleeves and crossed-over belt. Grandmother looks her most charming in a simple one-piece dress of soft gray. The flat V-neck and long sleeves suit her figure. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the 1930 sewing patterns that I was able to share with you today. Let me know if y'all want to see more of these. I can go through the 40s up through the 70s. Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you like this video, go ahead and click that like button. And if you want to see more from me when I post them on Tuesdays and Fridays, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Let me know if the bell notification works for you, because I don't really know. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and we'll see y'all next time. That sounds really weird. Trying to come in here?
Nope, you're good. You're good.
You could make it with either a puff sleeve or a straight sleeve, which will, with it. It could also be bleed. Next up is going to be 6070, 1936. Number, I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to roll you in your
Oh,
face.
tripod. Nope,
No.
tripod.
I know. Oh.
I hope y'all enjoyed this tour through my vintage sewing patterns. Oh, can you see my coffee?
No.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You're welcome.
Oh boy.
Just the start of your outtakes music.
I know, but as ad-libbed by my husband, not in key, pitch, or really anything relatively
cares?
normal.
You laughed a lot.